Beautiful songbird. My name is Sarah Elizabeth, and I am the conscious content creator for the Healer's Nest. And I have been sitting on this email blast for the past month, and part of me wants to just type it out, but I just don't have the energy for it. And there's another part of me that feels a stronger pull to make this video. And it just happens to be when I finally moved back into my house. It is absolutely destroyed. I have morning breath. My hair is a mess. Like, this is it. This is it. And I'd rather this be it than not do it at all. So hello and welcome to my sanctuary. I'm so glad that you are here with me right now. And the intention of this, going to try to make it a quick update video, is just to let you guys know where I'm at, how I'm doing, and share something with you about Amazon. So let's back up a little bit. I'm still in my shamanic course. We did like a really intense 60-day dieta, and that whole process kind of like literally uprooted us. Literally. Since May 28th, we have been displaced from our home, and we thought it was for busted pipes, but there was a crack in our bathtub. And so that's been happening for about 2 years now. And we had mold. They had to gut out the whole upstairs, and so we've been living in a temporary house for about 45 days now. That was a very unique experience. You know, as a military spouse, I'm constantly moving, and so I have to be adaptable. I have to pivot. I have to be resourceful. And there's another word I learned from this. Oh, it's slipping my mind. You just have to adapt with the changes. You have to quickly move. So I've been doing that for a little while, and then we finally ended up in a temp home, and it was giving poor. It was giving projects. It was giving started at the very bottom again. So that was a little bit of a mind fuck. But what I took from that is just really honoring, okay, I made the best of this situation to the best of my ability. Now I want my freaking house back. And if I don't get my freaking house back right the F now, Viper is going to come out and you're not going to like her. I like to call her Miss Nevin. So we finally moved back into our home, my sanctuary, last night. We're celebrating my son's 16th birthday. He got a car. He has a girlfriend, which is like the best thing that's ever happened to him, but we'll try to stay on focus here. And so I am taking this time to not be in a state of urgency and emergency with getting this tornado cleaned. I have a plan in place, and I'm just learning how to not push myself and just allow things to unfold organically, naturally, so I can get my house done by a specific deadline, which is like Monday. But in the middle of that, this is on my to-do list too. I don't want to keep putting this off because it is my goal to at least pump out a newsletter or something at least once a month, right? So before we get into, I want to talk a little bit about my dieta, and I want to talk about Amazon and where I'm going right now in my life and how hilarious the universe is. But before we get into all of that, I just want to take a few moments to connect to ourselves, okay? To allow ourselves to be completely present in this moment. So you can do whatever feels comfortable for you. You can keep your eyes open, you can keep them closed, you can hold the phone, you can stare at me, you can put the phone down, whatever you want to do. Let's just create a embodiment moment right now, okay? So for me, I'm just going to keep my eyes closed and take a deep breath in, and then exhaling out. Deep breath in, and I like to guide you to hold that breath in on that inhalation. Hold the breath and bring any awareness of where there's any tightness or where you may be holding on to in the body. I notice for me, I clench my yoni, and so I'm going to exhale out and then just breathe into that space where she opens and she softens. Taking a deep breath in, expanding the heart, throat, lungs, and stomach. And I want to bring awareness to your shoulders. Are they up close by your ears? Are they rounded? Or is your heart wide open? And exhale out, and we're just going to take a few moments to pay attention to what is present right now. Then let's introduce some gratitude right here. What are you most thankful for right now? So there's two things that are very present right now for me. And one of the things is the day that we moved out of this house was the day where I was visualizing a new house, because I had like this deep-seated belief, energy that I really don't like this house. I don't like this house. And here's all the reasons why I don't like this house. And so in my visualization, after being honest, I really allowed my imagination to go wild. Like, oh, this is where I want to be, and this is where I would be happy, and this is what's going to happen. And oh, it would be so great and wonderful, right? The grass is greener on the other side monologue. And what just came through me is that what's present right now, after seeing and feeling all that, I hear this voice saying, you have to be happy where you're at right now and stop chasing your happiness outside yourself. Like, happiness is where you're at and what you make of it. And so I had to really get perspective on that and get displaced so I can miss my home. I don't care at what home, I'll take this home. I'll be happy in this home. And so it's so unique how the universe will teach you a lesson in just being happy right here, inwards. Home is where your heart is. And so I'm grateful to receive that. Yeah, that's what's present for me right now. And so I would love to know what has came up for you, what's present for you right now. All you have to do is either A, reply to this email, or B, comment in the description box below, because I will be uploading this to YouTube. And give me a thumbs up if you like this type of communication, okay? Because if there's a response, I will keep going. Because sometimes part of the reason why I don't want to show up because there's not a interactive response. But part of me is like, keep going anyway. All right, so I've been in my 60-day dieta, and I dieted a tree, and I want to keep like the I kind of want to gatekeep a little bit. I want to gatekeep because what I have been experiencing and what I have been doing behind the scenes off the internet, that's really for my close inner circle. That's really for my clients who decide to come sit with me in any capacity, whether it's energy work or plant medicine work. And, the medicine and my mentor, she really harps on, keeping those initiations sacred and really sharing it to people that are open. And so I know you're open, and I know you're here, I know you're present now, but I want to like hold your hands. I want to see and feel you. And so I want to keep, I want to gatekeep a couple things, right? But here's what's really coming up for me right now, and that I have learned. And that is this diet has really given me the ability to pay attention to what and who I'm giving authority to. During this dieta, I was very unconscious of what was taking up my physical and energetic space. And I had no idea. I just thought this is just the way that I'm built, and this is the way life is, and I'm doing the best I can and maneuvering the best that I can. But there was a lot of things that I realized that I was giving away my authority to, and how it was taking up space in my body. And like the number one thing that has been brought up in all of this is my childhood trauma. Not the physical trauma of itself, but the ancestral, the epigenetics of the trauma that has been passed down through my lineage, and how those frequencies was taking up my space, right? And so that is a teaching that I have instilled in my life. And I also ask my clients, like, what are you giving your authority to? What are you giving permission to? Because we feel like we have no power and no choice, but in hindsight, behind things we don't see, we're giving ourselves permission to allow these frequencies to come in. Let's see, what is the other thing that you taught me? The two biggest things that this dieta has really instilled in me is trust and belonging. So I want to touch on belonging really quick. So I have always dealt with suicidal ideations. I've always dealt with that. And each time I come back to that topic within my energetic field, I learn something new. The first time when I was experiencing, or the first wave was that I realized I had childhood trauma. And I didn't know that was a thing. That was a brand new term to me. I was like, oh shit, you mean to tell me getting my ass whooped? It's not even whooped, but beat every single day of my life for breathing. That's not normal. I was abused. Oh, so that was the first wave of depression that opened up. And then the second wave was me realizing that suicidal ideations and going down that territory, it was a coping mechanism for me. Because I remember growing up, in those situations, and the answer for me was either one, to run away, or B, to take myself out. And so in my adulthood, when things would get really, 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 really hard and really, really dark, I resorted to safety, my safety mechanism, and that was suicidal ideations and things of that nature, right? And then the third wave, which I feel like I have really, really now anchored this truth in. The third wave was not feeling like I belong. And feeling that misbelonging stems from not establishing that healthy connection with mother, my birth mother. So healthy attachment. There was no healthy attachment to my mother. So for majority of my life, up until that dieta, I just felt like since I was not attached to anything, right? And so it kind of felt like a plastic bag just literally flowing in the wind and desiring to feel like to feel the feeling of being a part of something, feeling the feeling of belonging to something. And that I did the best I could with what I had. And of course, I built safety coping mechanisms around that. And that showed up in my work. And those were having thoughts of, like, I really before did not, I love helping people. I love helping people. I love service. I love serving. I love holding space. Like, I have this deep bone heart frequency of compassion and grace, of holding and creating a sacred space for women, right? But in my 3D muggle life, I fucking hate people. I can't wrap my mind around of the ignorance of people, right? And so that I just took that as my truth. I love helping people, but I fucking hate them. Like, get out of my face, right? But I learned the reason why I felt like that, because I didn't belong to them. I didn't belong to this. I didn't belong to anything. And so once I found my belonging, and my belonging is in this earth, in Gaia, in Mother, in Father, in the trees. It's not in the human interactions. It is the things that gives us food, air, water, purpose, healing, divinity. And once I embodied that and remembered that, and Mother told me, you came from the earth and you will come back into the earth when all of this is done. And so once I activated that truth, and after releasing, because I was starting to go into a pattern of really telling people how I feel. And I didn't really feel good saying that, because I know deep down that's not the truth. That's not my truth. I was speaking from another energetic presence that was literally sucking the life out of me. And so I feel like it was like a universal test of, people would ask me, okay, so how do you love being in Washington State? And I would tell them how it is. I'm like, I don't fucking like it. But I had someone ask me, and I really sat with that question. And I sat with my work, and I sat with the truth, and I sat with my mentor. I sit with these plants. I sit with my spirit. And I have everything I need. It's not the best place, in my opinion, but God put me here for a reason. And here's the miracles that has happened to me since being here. And so I deeply enjoy being here. I really, really do. And so once I heard and felt that answer come out of me, I was like, shit, like I am really changing. And it goes back to one of the things that I've learned from this dieta, and we'll move on from this. But It's all about frequency, knowing every single strand of what you are putting out and what you are receiving. Okay? Because if there's any slight misalignment, it throws off everything, you know? And I know people are living out their unique truths, okay? And I strongly believe we're living out our unique truths. And if you are really deeply committed to evolution of your energy, then the real truth will reveal itself. And for me and what I share, truth is love, love is truth. I'm happy to be alive. Everything is perfect. Everything is working out for me. Yes, I have some things that are building spiritual character right now. It's testing me right now, and it sucks and whatever, but I'm not going to allow that to consume me. I'm going to go this way instead, right? And I've always been like that, but I've always tilted, like I would start going this trajectory and then I would crash and burn right here, right? And so this dieta has really taught me you got to pay attention to everything, right? So yeah, and then truth. When we're sitting in shamanic space, and if you've sat with me, you know how I run space, and now I can't wait to run space. I'm going to run it in October. I have a beautiful sister coming down, and we're going to celebrate her birthday. On her birthday, we're going to be birthing on her birthday. It's going to be amazing. Now we're moving into an evolution of holding space shamanically for plant medicine. And I trust myself and I trust the space, but there was still some residue of not trusting myself. And part of that, especially if you hold space for others, you will resonate with this. You know, we see all this bullshit on Instagram and we see all this bullshit on Facebook and TikTok. It's usually TikTok and Instagram the most. Instagram's getting a little out of hand, but I digress. We have this persona, especially as healers, that we have to put on some type of spiritual showmanship. And so we have to have the things and the things and the things and the things and the things. And there's nothing wrong with the things. You know, things are nice and things are tools. But the number one tool that you have to possess as a space holder is trust in yourself. And I half-assed trust myself. And the beautiful thing is, like, I recognize all these things. That's why I have not held space, because I see these things in myself, and I'm not gonna be fucking stupid and just keep moving on. I'm going to shut everything down and really figure out these parts of myself and not figure them out and fuck people up in the meantime. Because again, frequency, energy, it's a thing. So I 50% trusted myself. And so I am really looking, I'm not good at it yet. I'm still perfecting my craft. But I trust everything that comes through. I'm trusting everything that's coming through. Now what I'm learning is like sitting and not acting right now, right? Not acting right now. So that's what I'm working on. But I have hella trust for myself and really allowing things inside of the shamanic space and outside the shamanic space, really, to just trust anything and everything that comes through me that represents no fucking harm. No harm. Okay? All right. So let's talk about Amazon, because girl, I've been waiting to talk about it. I will say everything has a reason. And everything has a season. Like I haven't figured out yet what possessed me to do this. I do know what possessed me to do this. So side note, as y'all know, I've been working on my abundance frequency, and bitch is fucking working. Okay, something's working. So now it's got me into this space of like, okay, it's now I know it's working. I'm burnt out on this situation. I can't do this anymore. So what can I do to generate the income that I deserve, that my family deserves, so I can fulfill this goal? Okay, I have two goals, and I want to keep those to myself. I have two goals, and I want to reach those goals with the support of the divine and the mother and my husband. So I've been reading this book, Rich AF. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. This is what they're doing on Instagram now. Highly recommend. What is this? ASMR. I almost said EMDR. This. Okay. This is by Vivian 2, Rich AF, and I've been reading this for the past 3 months, and I've been taking my time with it. She's teaching me how to get my shit in budget. She's teaching me how to invest. She's teaching me how to save. And she's also teaching me that in self-confidence and making money, okay? Like everything that I do and everything that you do, we all have unique skills, and we can help other people and get paid well to do it. And she also talks about getting like asking for promotions, and seeing your worth, and like if they don't see your worth, then manifest something bigger. Like it's a whole thing. So I highly recommend you getting this book. And I would say get it on Amazon, but fuck Amazon. That's a whole nother. We're getting into it. So anyway, I was like, okay. I was on Facebook, or I was on the internet one night, and I was going to work at Amazon a couple months back, but I felt the strong urge not to do it, and that I was actually running, okay? And so I was running away from initiating and promoting and teaching my Reiki master classes. All right, and so once God called me out on that, okay, I have to take this off. Hot flash, which by the way, I am about to start hormonal replacement therapy. So I hope that's an answer. Whew. And now I'm cold. So I put it on the back burner, and I initiated my classes, initiated the retreat, and that has been such a beautiful, bountiful, powerful lesson for me. So now I'm burned out, but I need to make money. So I'm gonna go work at Amazon. Easy. I just pack packages, right? I just stand there on my feet 10 hours a day, do it, be done with it, and make pretty decent money doing it. In this state anyway, the pay is higher here. And so I think God was just like, let the bitch do it. Let her figure it out. I'm just keeping it real. All right. So I did it, and I was excited, and I'm thinking I'm going to get this specific job. Okay. I'm mentally prepared to do this specific job. If I don't do this job, then I know I can handle doing 2 other jobs. Okay. No. Stop. They put me on the most hardest fucking job I have ever did in my whole entire life. Like, bitch, I don't dream of labor. I don't do labor. And if I do labor, it's going to be labor that I love to fucking do. And I did not love any of this. Okay? I did not like it at all. All right? So basically, I had to receive packages from the vendors, break down the packages, and move the products into a new pallet and build it up to a certain extent, and then go in circles with saran wrap. By the way, I'm lifting dog food, air conditioners, like products that are over 45 pounds. And on top of that, if I don't produce a certain amount of pallets in an hour, I get reprimanded, I get all the like fired and all this other bullshit. which I knew I was going to get fired anyway, but that's beside the point. So I am in this fucking laborious work and I'm looking at everybody around me and everybody is literally being robots, which, by the way, robots are running this motherfucker. AI is running this motherfucker. There's no joy. There's no laughter. Like, this is my first warehouse job, right? And everybody's just trying to meet these metrics and everyone is stressed out if they don't meet these metrics. And I'm just like woo-woo as fuck, reminding myself where I started from like 10 years ago in this rat race. And I'm like, I am not participating in this. And then you get 2 breaks. You get a 15-minute break. Now, first off, in these 15-minute breaks, it takes literally 15 minutes to get to the fucking break room. And then 15 minutes to walk back. And if you're not there on the dot, it's a fucking problem. And I'm just like, you expect us to lift this shit continuously with a bad back. Girl, I forgot I had 3 disintegrating discs in my lumbar. It literally took a toll on my body. Like, it took me 2.5 weeks to physically and energetically recover from this shit. And then they had a 30-minute break. It takes 15 minutes to walk to the break room. You got 15 minutes left. You got to eat in 10 minutes. And then in 5 minutes, you got to walk back. Like, it was just not, the math, it was not making sense. I say all that because it really opened my eyes to warehouse work, but specifically with Amazon. I will no longer support Amazon. I will no longer support Amazon because if you want to take the big idea picture of it, they paint this big, beautiful picture of mental health and having all these resources. And here's some benefits, but they're not the best benefits. It's just enough to keep you satisfied and shut the fuck up, to be honest with you. But we have a demand to meet, and you guys need to meet that demand. If you're not meeting that demand, you have no place here, right? And so it felt like very machinery. It felt like severe slave work. Because think about your ordering habits or patterns on Amazon. You know, why do you go on Amazon? Because you get to have that shit today or tomorrow. No more than 2 days. And there's people working around the clock, stuffing that shit and working that shit so you can get your product. And who benefits from it? Not these people that are making minimum wage, not these people that are living on a single income, single mothers, not these people that are actually getting you your product. It's Amazon. I want to say in the first quarter, they made something $billion. And if they're making that much money, they can pay these people to do that fucking slave work. They can give them better benefits. They can give them a little bit of a longer break time. I will no longer order from Amazon unless I know the Amazon employees, which is the brick and mortar of this company, is being compensated and treated like fucking humans and not as machines. And so I really want you to consider this. Like, this is like, it kind of felt like expose, you know, like once you figure out how your hamburger is made and all the bullshit that goes on behind a pack of ground beef, it's like, you know what? I'm vegan now because I care about the safety and the humanity of people or this cow. So that's basically what happened to me. And so I invite you to really pay attention to that. We have gotten into a fast-paced culture I want it now. And then on top of that, speaking for myself, I'm too fucking lazy to get in the car and go to Home Depot to buy a freaking air conditioner. I'm just gonna have one shipped and it'll be here tomorrow. And this poor mother or this poor immigrant who's trying to send money back home, who's over 60 years old, real story, breaking their back to make sure you get that air conditioner in 2 fucking days. Yeah, no. The consumer, this whole experience has opened me up to the whole consumer problem. We need, want more. And I have been really paying attention to that, because if I can't get it in 2 days, I guess I don't fucking need it at all. And that has been my mantra the past couple days. I'll go to the Goodwill, not really, but I'll go to a yard sale. I'll manifest it some other way, but I will not be buying into a fucking AI machine. You want to know a little tip? If you made it this far, let me tell you a little tip. When you put shit in your Amazon cart, okay, so everybody's like worried about Facebook and TikTok and all those things grabbing your information and using your information. No, the real enemy is Amazon. I feel like Jeff Bezos is gonna like have me assassinated or something. I hope I don't, like, anyway. You know, it kind of feels like it feels like, hey, by the way, like it anyway. So Amazon tracks all of your information. They track all of that. And I already knew that because I watched a documentary on Amazon, which you should watch. It's pretty good. But anytime you put anything in your Amazon cart, Amazon is tracking that, and they're telling their employees to go ahead and start pulling those items and get them ready to ship. So all they're waiting for you is to hit that buy button, and they'll get it out to you in a day or 2. However, if you don't decide, if you put it in your save later, or if you take it out of your cart, they will have that person go to that cart and put everything back where it belongs. So there's that. So yeah, no thank you, no thank you. So it leads all me to say I am going, well, you know what, I'll save all that later, because we got to keep it short and interesting for the next video. All right, so here's some things that I'm going to do, and if this portion has inspired you, and if you go down a rabbit hole, here's some things that I'm going to do. One, I paid off my Amazon credit card and I canceled it. I canceled my Amazon Prime membership. I deleted the app from my phone. And, you know, there's been some urges like, oh, it would just be so much easier to get it from Amazon, because everything's on Amazon. Everything is on Amazon. I have those urges, but then I persist and I resist that slave manufacture. And if I really, really want it, I'll go to the thrift store, or if I really want it, I'll get dressed and go outside and interact with the world and be part of the world, because I belong to it. I have all the tools I need. I have beautiful energy. People love to talk to me. People love to feel me. People love to see me. And I'm going to go out and meet God's people while buying a fucking air conditioner. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then if I do not have the capacity to do that, it will either go on my to-do list, or I don't really need it at all, because I have everything I need right here. I have everything that I need right here. And I need to work on that habit of wanting more. I don't have the need or want for anything. I have it all in my house and within me. It's been such an honor and privilege sharing this beautiful story with you. I would love to hear back from you what you resonated with. And thank you for seeing me. Hopefully the next time you see me, I'm going to be looking fly in my clean house. All right. Love you. Blessings. Satnam.